right, we are on lesson 5 of, and I'm lying because I've extended this by 2 lessons. We're on lesson 5 of 8. And those of you who are saying you were confused, here's what we're going to be learning about today. This method of factorization is called the cross method. Okay. And what we need to do is we need to recognize that in front of our x squared, normally, let's say, for instance, if we were factorizing x squared minus 7x minus 8, this is easy enough because we know that the coefficient in front of x squared is just 1. It's just 1. So it's easy for us to just open 2 brackets and put an x there and put an x there. Now, when we get to grade 10, it gets a little bit more complicated because we don't just have a 1 in front of our x squared. We've got a 7, which means when we multiply out one of these numbers, the numbers for 1, that's going to be multiplied by the 7 that's sitting here in front of x squared. It's going to be multiplied by 7. So we need to make sure that the way that we are actually multiplying makes sense, so that when we multiply at the end, we're going to get that negative 6x in the middle. And the way we do that is by using the cross method. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this area over here. We're going to look for all the factors of 7x squared. Now, if this was just x squared, you guys would say to me that the factors of x squared are x and x, because x times x is x squared. But now I don't have x squared. I have 7x squared. So can you guys tell me, what are the factors of 7x squared? 2 numbers and variables that when multiplied together are going to give me 7x squared. This one is quite easy because 7 is also a prime number. That's it, Rita. Okay, it's so much easier when you've been given a prime number. So 7 times 1. That's it, Mateo. Well done, Unati. That's what I'm looking for. So I can just go 7x times x, and that's going to give me 7x squared. Now, I've started with an easy example. See, I felt bad for you guys. Here we go. Okay. Now, over here, I need the factors of this last number over here. So in the front, we want the factors of 7x squared. And over here on the other side, I want the factors of 1. Now, it's a bit of a redundant question. Guys, what are the factors of 1? What are the factors of 1? 1 and 1. So this one is quite easy. 1 and 1. 1 times 1. If you have anything else, guys, I don't know how to help. Jerison, 21. Where did we get 21 from? I think that was an error. Okay, good. It's 1 and 1. Now, here's the tricky thing. Because we are doing the cross method. Thanks, Emilio. I also know what he meant. I know what he meant. Okay. Now that we're using the cross method, we actually have to cross these. So I'm going to take my 7x over here, and I'm going to cross it with this 1, with this number here at the bottom, and I'm going to multiply them. So 7x times 1 is going to give me 7x. And then I'm going to take this one over here, and I'm going to cross it with that number over there. So x times 1 is going to give me x. All right, now what I'm doing with both of these is I want them to give me this number here in the middle. I want them to give me negative 6x. So we're going to look at our 2 factors. I've got positive x and positive 7x. Which one of these numbers, the x or the 7x, which one of them needs to be negative in order for me to get negative 6x? Guys, the x or the 7x? Remember, I need to add them together. Good, I need to add them. X plus 7x is going to give me 8x. That doesn't work. I want negative 6x. So I know that my 7 over here needs to be negative, because x minus 7x is going to give me negative 6x. And that's the number in the middle that I'm looking for. So now that I know that the minus needs to be over here when we multiply, and I'm just erasing things, my negative needs to be over here next to this 1, because that's how I get negative 7x. I can then open my 2 brackets. Okay. And what I can do then is I can read this exactly the way it looks from the side. I'm just going to say up top here, this is my first bracket. And here at the bottom, that's my second bracket. By the way, because there's no sign in front of this one, that automatically becomes a plus. So when I put them into my brackets, because I'm factorizing, I'm going to go 7x plus 1, and over here, I'm going to have x minus 1. Okay. How do I know if this is correct? Let's simplify, and let's see if we get the correct answer. So 7x times x is going to give me 7x squared. 7x times -1 is -7x. 1 times x will give me x, and 1 times -1 will give me -1. And then we just go 7x squared. -7 plus x is -6x minus 1. There we go. Happy face, because we got straight back to our original answer. Can I get a thumbs up? Or rather, let's not get a thumbs up. Give me a number out of 10. How do we feel about the cross method? 1 being, hi, ma'am, no, again. 10 being, I got this. I love how Funzo's like 10,000. I love it. If you're like, I'm sort of kind of getting it, not quite, that's fine. Okay. If you're at a 4.5, if you're at a 6, at a 7, we're going to do another example, just to make sure we know exactly how to do it. I'm going to give you guys some time to have a look at this example here. Now, I'm going to give you guys a hint. What is the first thing we need to look for? What's the first thing we always do, guys? Think about it. What do we always need to do first? That's my clue. And Jerison gave it away. That's it. That's it. Gundo says, is there a different method? Gundo, yes, there is. But I want you to try the cross method first, and then I can complicate your life a little bit with a different method. Okay, there is a different method, and it involves grouping, but you have to be really good at factorizing to understand the other method. Okay, it gets quite complicated. To be honest, the cross method is a little bit easier than the other one, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this on your calculator. Okay, so that in case your teacher allows a calculator in class, then you can do this with calculator. Unati says, are we finding 15x or -15x? Guys, can somebody tell Unati what he should have done first? That's it. Thank you, Tabang. So you see, Tabang, we are following at Watobe, we are following your school exactly. Okay. We are following your school exactly. So if you're new at Watobe and you're like, oh no, what if there's somewhere I'm not? It'll be fine because we're following your school curriculum exactly. Kumo says, ma'am, I'm not used to the cross method because at school we use a different one. And I absolutely understand, Kumo. It's good that you use a different method. I would like you to explain that different method to us if you feel it's easier. But I would also like you to understand the cross method as well, because it translates to a lot of different spaces. Okay, Karis has already got the answer for us. And I love, Karis, how you've taken out that HCF that everybody was talking about. I hope that Unati realizes that we should have taken that out first. Letabo and Kumo, you guys are, I'm going to put you guys on the spot after we answer this one question, so you guys can tell me what this new method of yours is. I would love to hear it. I think about 3 methods. I don't like the third one. I only like 2 of them. But you guys can definitely tell us about your method and we can see how it works. Okay. And Letabo and Kumo, if you guys are comfortable with your other method, go ahead and use that method. Okay, Diseto, if you don't use the cross method, use whatever method that you use at school, if it's comfortable for you. Okay, go ahead and use it. Okay. I'm going to give everybody 2 more minutes. Carissa's already done, so Carissa's just like chilling. I want to see if everybody else is going to get the answer I'm looking for. Teacher Kat, just out of curiosity, do you also know another method to solve?
Yeah, the cross method confuses me.
Is it?
I've
Oh,
never.
I'm so used to it because like it just came up over and over and over.
Beneficial for my own learners. Like maybe I should learn it because I also teach grade 8 where I work. I think actually, but personally, I learned one method and then I stuck to it.
It happens sometimes that like if you hear too many things about the same thing, it starts getting confusing.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I think mine might be a bit confusing though, because yeah, it's a lot of information.
Yeah, no, it happens. The other one that I know has everything to do with splitting that number in the middle and then grouping the two numbers differently. So it's a little weird. I don't know if anybody, is that the one that you're used to?
So you look at the plus and minuses first, and then with a minus, minus, or plus, minus, and minus, plus, and then find the factor.
And then you work your way back.
And then, yeah.
Oh, I see. Kay has given me the correct answer, but Kay has DM'd me instead of putting the answer in the chat. You are correct if you weren't feeling confident. All right, guys, let's have a look at this question. Now, I know, like we said 6 million times, the first thing we always have to do is we need to look for an HCF. Take out the highest common factor. Tell me in the chat, guys, what is my highest common factor? And I am going to explain again, Reatile. That's it. It's 3. So we're going to take 3 out first. So I'm going to take 3 out, and I'm going to have 2x squared minus 15 divided by 3 is going to give me 5x minus 9 divided by 3 is going to give me 3. Okay. Okay, Gieting, just watch what we're about to do, and then we'll get to that. Okay, so I know that 3 has come out. Now I have to look at the factors of my first number and my last number. So I'm looking at the factors of 2x squared and the factors of -3. Now on this side of my cross, I'm going to write the factors of 2x squared. And on this side of my cross, I'm going to write the factors of 3. Okay, I can see many people are confused. And guys, trust me, if you go and watch last week Thursday's lesson, teacher Jen also goes through this in quite a lot of detail. So if you're still confused, please just hang on and see how we do this. And you guys will notice that it's quite easy if you follow the steps. Yes, Shaden?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask if you can please remind me where you got the 2x squared from.
Okay, so we took out 3. If we look at 6x squared and 15x and 9, which is the highest common factor that I can take out of all 3 numbers?
Is it 15?
Oh, it can't be 15. Okay, it needs to be a number that is that can divide into 6 and into 15 and into 9. Which number is that? A common number, and that number is 3. That's why we took the 3 out. Okay, so we took the 3 out, Shaden, and then what I do is I just divide. I go 6 divided by 3 is going to give me 2, but that x squared needs to come along, and then 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. And that's how I get those numbers inside my brackets left. So I've taken out the common number in all of them. Okay, do you see what I mean?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, and sure. And then from there we can start the cross method. Awesome. Oh, Kuma's like, oh, ma'am, I understand now. At school, we use a similar method, just not the cross. I think that's what tripped me up. That's fine. If you're used to a different method, please use that different method. You don't have to learn this one. Okay. And Jaden is finally with us. Excellent, my dude. All right. So now I'm going to open up my 2 brackets. All right, guys. Now I want the factors of 2x squared. 2 numbers that when multiplied together are going to give me, or 2 numbers and variables that when multiplied together are going to give me 2. That's it, Funzo. I'm going to have 2 times 1 will give me 2. That's it, K. Don't forget the x's. The x comes with it. So 2x times x will give me 2x squared. Latava says, ma'am, why didn't you use this in the last slide? I don't remember which slide that was. Tabang, what's up, my sweetie?
Afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
Ma'am, for the 2x and we like supposed wait. So what we were supposed to do is find the factors of 2, which is 1. Can we okay, wait, ma'am, let me repeat.
Okay.
Ma'am, is it fine if like we can exchange the numbers, like say 1 times 2?
That's perfectly fine. It's fine. We can actually do that. Let's do that in this example. We can put the 1 first. Okay. Let me just draw my block back. Let's do this. Because remember, it's 1x and 2x. Okay. There's an x there because x times x is going to give me x squared. Okay.
Yes.
You see, it works. It doesn't matter in which order we do it because multiplication is associative. It doesn't matter. Oh, what is it? Commutative. It doesn't matter. 1 times 2 and 2 times 1, it's the same thing.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Excellent. All right. So 1 times 2, and then I need my factors of 3. Stembile says, so we identify the highest common factor first, then we use the cross method. 100% Stembile. That's exactly what we need to do. Okay. When Letabo says, ma'am, why didn't you use this in the last slide? That's because, guys, 7 and 6 and 1 don't have a common factor. They don't have a common factor that I can take out. 7, 6, and 1, there's no number that can go into all 3 of them. So I can't take out a common factor. Okay. And that's why we went straight to the question. Okay. All right. So in this particular question, yes, there is a number that we can take out. Yes, Unati, that's the order. Okay, so first we look for the highest common factor. If there isn't a highest common factor, we take it out. And then we use the cross method. Okay, if there isn't a highest common factor, then you can go straight to using the cross method. Okay, check first if there's a highest common factor. All right, now that I think everybody's on the same page, guys, can you give me my factors of 3? Which 2 numbers multiplied together will give me 3? I think Kay had already like typed that out.
He
And
was
just clicked.
ready.
Yeah. Okay, good. 1 times 3. Okay. So guys, remember, we want 5. We want 5, right? So I'd have to decide where I put my 1 and where I put my 3. So we're going to do a bit of experimenting. Let's say I put my 1 over here and I put my 3 over here. Let's see what happens, right? I'm going to go 2 times 1. Excellent. That's going to give me 2x. And then 1 times 3, that's going to give me 3x. Excellent. Okay. This makes perfect sense, right? We're getting there, but we're going to bump into a problem. Okay. What the answer that I'm looking for here is negative 5x. I'm looking for negative 5x. So guys, what can I do with negative 2 and negative 3 to get it to negative 5x? I've got 2x squared and 3x squared. Oh, what did I just do? Go back. Okay, I've got 2x squared and 3x squared. What can I do? Okay, so Tabang says one of them has to be negative, and he says negative 2 needs to be, the negative needs to be with 2. So if I do this, if I go negative 2 plus 3, that's going to give me 1x. That's not going to help me because I need negative 5x. Okay, so that's not going to help me. What if I made both of them negative? Okay, good. If I make both of them negative, then I'm going to get negative 2 minus 3. That's going to give me negative 5x. Excellent, guys. Okay, except I'm going to run into another problem. Because if I go negative 2 times negative 3, what do I get, guys? Negative 2 times negative 3, what's that going to give me? when I'm multiplying them together. If I add them, they're going to give me -5. But if I multiply them, they're going to give me +6. Right, so I'm going to get a negative, and a negative will give me a positive, and 2 times 3 will give me 6. I need a negative. I need a negative. So that's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work. So I need to think, okay, maybe where I put the 1 and where I put the 3 doesn't quite work. Let's see if we switch them around, if I will get the correct answer. So I'm going to go where I put the 1, and I'm going to put the 3 here instead, and I'm going to put the 1 over here. And then we're going to cross multiply. So 2x times 3 will give me 6x, and 1x times 1 will give me 1x. Is there still a way that I can get to -5x? What do you guys think? Is there still a way that I can get to -5x? Okay, Jerison says -1. 6 minus 1 is going to give me +5x. And I don't want +5x, I want -5x. So Unati says, make the 6 negative. That's it. So we can make this one over here negative. -6. -6 plus 1 is going to give us -5x. Excellent. But let's see if we multiply, if they're going to give us the negative we're looking for. -6. Oh, I'm lying, not -6, -3, because now this negative belongs here and this positive belongs there. If I go -3 times +1, does that give me the -3 I'm looking for? Absolutely, it does. It gives me the negative I'm looking for, because a negative and a positive will give me -3. So that's how we're going to put it into our equation. You guys are amazing. This, guys, I promise this takes practice. It takes a lot of practice, but you do get used to it. Okay, so I know that my brackets, that's how I'm going to put my brackets in here. I'm going to put 1x minus 3, or I can just say x minus 3. I don't really need 1, and 2x plus 1. Okay, and that is my answer. All right, it's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys a cheat code. Give me a thumbs up if you want a cheat code. Let's do a cheat code. Teacher Cat's like, thumbs up. Jerison too. All right.
Good.
If, and in grade 10, I do believe you are allowed a calculator. Okay, I have this calculator. It's the new Casio, the brand new one. It's the FX991. But if you have any calculator that was bought after 2017, you'll be able to do this. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys to grab your calculator quickly, and I'm going to ask you guys to click this button. This is what we're going to do. You guys are going to want to write these these steps. Okay, these steps down. What we're going to do is we're going to click Shift. Okay, Nomaza says, wait, ma'am. Okay, I'm waiting. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Okay. Okay. Are we ready? Excellent. All right, guys. Everybody on your calculator right at the top, there's a button that says Mode. Click on the button that says Mode. And then you're going to look for the answer. There'll be a number right next to the letters E. Oh, no, no, no. Unati, do not click Shift. Don't click Shift. Just click Mode. Okay. Shift will change everything completely. Just click Mode. And then there'll be a number next to something called EQN. Okay. So if the number over here is 3, I want you to click 3. Okay, if the number over here next to EQN, if the number, like on my calculator, if the number is 5, I want you to click 5. On my calculator, it says 5. So I'm going to click 5. Okay, and a lot of stuff is going to come up. Like there's like number 1, ... ANX plus BNY is equal to CN. Okay, We don't want any of those. Okay, we're looking for one that looks like this. It should say ax squared plus bx. I'm going to explain it again, guys. Plus c is equal to 0. Nomaza, where did I lose you?
Yo, ma'am, you lost me from the beginning. From the
Okay,
beginning.
all right.
No,
Okay, let's start again. Okay,
Okay,
let's start again.
I clicked
Go to
mode,
your
right?
calculator. Yes, did you click
Mhm.
mode?
Yes, ma'am. I
Look
clicked
at
mode.
all the options, look at all the options you've got, and look for an option that says EQN.
Yo, ma'am, I don't have EQN. All I have is comp table ratio stat base negative n or base minus n.
Oh, okay. Which means your calculator, however, is not going to be able to help you. Okay, you need. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're going to need one of the new calculators in order
Ma'am,
for
this
this
is
to
the
work.
latest one. This is the
Is
latest
it the
one.
latest one? Okay, what model is it? FX?
Ma'am, it says
FX
FX82ZA plus 2.
82ZA is the one right after the one where they added this function in. I'm so sorry.
I'm not okay. So,
I'm so sorry. I'm
Same,
so
baby
sorry.
girl,
I
same.
saw there.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Tlinga, what's your question, my sweetie? Okay, somebody said when I click
Hey,
3,
ma'am,
it
can you
shows
hear
me
me?
FX. Funzo. Hi, Tlinga.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Ma'am, mine also shows the same thing that Nomaza's one shows, but then it is not the ZA, it is the ES, ma'am.
Sure. Guys, okay, the calculator I have here is FX-991ZA plus 22. So if you have this calculator or if you have the plus, just like that, this will work. Unfortunately, if you don't have this calculator, I can't help Singer. I'm so sorry.
Ma'am, mine also has the plus, ma'am, except
Does it have
that it's
the
not
plus?
ZA. Yes, ma'am, it has the plus, but it's not ZA,
Oh,
it's ES.
I'm not okay. Have you tried clicking down? Because there's an up and a down button. See if EQN doesn't come up because it should.
Oh no, ma'am, there's nothing.
Is there nothing? I'm so sorry, my sweetie. That means it won't work. Oh, and then Shaden's like, that means I need to get a new one. Okay, the one that I've got, Shaden, is this one, guys. I'm sorry. And guys, it literally, this is how you do it. You go and you click 5 and you look at that. This thing that comes up over here is option 3. This is option 3. If you click on option 3, what's going to come up is a thing that goes A like this, B like this, C like that. So the first thing you're going to do, let's look at our equation again. What did our equation say? I need to move over. Our equation says 6x squared minus 15x minus 9. I'm so bummed, guys. I thought all the calculators had this in it, and now I'm shocked that they don't. Oh, Tembile, the problem is the 8-2 because yours isn't 9-9. And you need, if it's got an 8-2 there, I don't think it's going to work. It needs to be the 9-9-1s. Okay, so you're going to click, our equation says 6x squared minus 15x minus 9. Oh, teacher Cat, how could you? You need to let them
Don't
use the
pretend as
calculators like that.
teachers we don't say no calculators.
No calculators. Okay, yes, I said that
all
too.
the time.
I say that to my grade 8s though, not to my grade 10s.
Yeah, I say
Okay,
it to
so
everyone.
if you guys are with me here, we're going to take this number 6. You're going to click 6, and then you're going to click equals 6 equals, and then you're going to click negative 15. So negative 15 and click equals. Okay, and then you're going to click negative 9 and equals. Okay, negative 9 equals. Right, and then you're going to click equals again. and then something funky is going to happen. I'm so sorry, Shaden. Something funky is going to happen. Your calculator is going to do this. It's going to go x1. Okay, wait, let me do this on the next line. Let me write here. Click equals. Then your calculator is going to do this. It's going to go x1 is equal to 3. And then you click equals again. Click equals. And your calculator is going to go x2. x2 is equal to -1/2. Oh, Sisipo says, I'm very lost. Okay. Kumo says, ma'am, how do I fix it back to how it was? Because now my calculator is stuck on FX. I'm using FX to 82ZA. Okay, click on mode. Click on mode and click on 1, Kumo, and that will help. Okay. Nobuhle is like, I don't see any of this, ma'am. Okay. Nobuhle, do you have the calculator that I'm looking at, that I'm talking about? Because if you do, then it should be quite easy for you to see. Okay, if you don't, that's perfectly fine. All right, so this part over here, okay, this part over here, this is our first answer. This is our first bracket. Okay, and this part over here, this is our second bracket. Now I've got 3 over here. I'm so sorry, Shaken. I'm going to put 3 like this. And because this 3 on my calculator came out as positive, I'm going to put negative in here. And I'm going to go x minus 3. And over here, because my answer here is negative, I'm going to go positive. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top number, and that goes over here. And the bottom number goes next to my x. So 2x plus 1. And those are my two brackets put together. It's a cheat. It is. And I don't think your teachers will allow you to do this. But when you do equations, this is very easy. It becomes very, very easy. Okay, all right. I'm going to let it go. Otherwise, I'm going to confuse even more people who have no calculators with them. Let's have a brain break. Okay. Nomaza's like, they don't need to know, ma'am. Okay, we'll let it go. Trust me, guys, it becomes a lot easier. Oh, Dumisa's like, no, wait, ma'am. Okay. Are you taking a screenshot? I hope it's a screenshot that you're taking. And Rita's like, I missed brain breaks. I know. I had to bring them back. All right, take a quick brain break. Not a brain break, a screenshot so we can go to our brain break. Are we ready, Dumiso? I'm going back. We need one. Yeah, that was a lot. I'm sorry, guys. Here is Brian Funzo. Brian is right here. Okay. All right, let's see if you guys can figure this one out. Okay. You can try, tell me what the square is. This is equation number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Now, I want you guys to use the clues on the left to figure out what's happening on the right. Hi, Brian. Sure. Karen, that was fast. How did you get to the answer? Adivaro, what do you think?
Ma'am, I can say from, I think number 1, it's 11, because as I can see on example, which on our left side, it says, it gives me 2 triangles, then it says 6. So if I count number 1, they're equals to 11 sides. So that's what I think.
Oh, okay. So you're counting sides.
Yes.
I think the problem is what happens when we get here, because this is just one side. And everybody's saying 13 instead of 11. So, how did we get there? Let's have a look again, Adivaho. Yo, you guys are really good at these. Sure, everybody's like, ma'am, answer. I need somebody to explain to me how they got to their answer though. Okay, because some people are getting 11 and some people are getting 13. So somebody needs to explain how they got to their answer. Winger, what did you get and how did you get it?
Ma'am, but which one is the right answer though?
I need you to tell me. I know the right answer, but I want you to tell me how you got to the right answer.
Okay.
To your
So ma'am,
answer.
so for number 1, I got 13, ma'am.
Okay, how did you get 13? Make it
So,
make sense to me.
Okay. So ma'am, the clues on the left, ma'am. A triangle and a triangle equals 6, meaning one triangle is 3. And then and then I looked at the third one that since I know already that the triangle is 3, it means that the circle is 1.
Excellent.
And then something plus 1 is going to give me 8. So obviously it's going to be 7. So the square is going to be 7. And
Excellent.
then since I know that a square is a 7, I'm just going to say 10 minus 7, and it's going to say that the kite or parallelogram, whatever it is going to be 3.
Excellent.
So,
all right. So
yeah,
let's add it all up here. So we're going to get 3 plus 7 plus 3. That's
Plus
it.
3.
Now, well done. And that's equal to 13. Very well done.
Yes.
That's it. Okay, excellent. That's what I was looking for. And then all of them become easier because we know how much they cost. Okay. Zudine says kite and square is 10. A triangle is 3. Yes, but I think Tringa's way of thinking about it was 100%. Okay. Tembile says, I'm lost. Okay. You guys just need to follow the steps. It's just logical thinking, guys. Okay, we do these quite often. We do them at every lesson, so you'll get a chance to do a couple more of these. Okay, I know this is 1 plus 7 plus 3. So number 2 is 11. This is going to be 7 plus 7 plus 3, and that's 17. That's it, Mlando Muhle. That's it. And what about number 4, guys? Number 4 is 3 plus 7 plus 3 plus 1. That's it, Ratile. It's 14. Okay, that was quite easy, I think. Tembile says, why is the square 7? All right. Tembile, remember over here, we figured out that the same thing plus itself gives us 6. So this becomes 3 plus 3, which is 6, because it's the same shape. Okay. Now, if we go down over here, we know that every single triangle we come across, we're going to put a 3 there. Now, 3 plus something is equal to 4. So that means our circle is 1. And I'm going to go back up here, and 1 plus something needs to give me 8. And that's how I know that a square is 7, because 1 plus 7 is 8. Do you see how we get this, Tembile? Okay, and that's how we get to 8. All right, so the numbers on the end tell me, why do we say something? Because we could easily say X, but we know that that something stands for the thing that's missing. Okay, that tells me, because I now know that the square is 7, the square over here will be 7, plus the diamond is equal to 10, so the diamond is then also 3. I think that was a pretty easy one. All right, guys. Please continue practicing how to factorize trinomials that don't have a coefficient of 1 as x with x squared. But we're going to be looking at algebraic fractions. Okay, Funzo's like one more. Funzo, one more algebraic, one more brain break or one more factorization with the cross method? Which one? One more of what? What are we doing one more of? Oh, I do not have another brain break for you, unfortunately. I'm very sorry. We're only going to be able to do one. Not always, Tembile. It will depend on the question. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, we need to get back to it. We've got about 5 minutes to explain algebraic fractions. Okay, I'm going to move this question down a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, guys. So when we solve for algebraic fractions, the instruction will say simplify, right? Simplify. And I know that in the beginning, oh, Kumo, it's not that bad. I'm going to explain. It's not that bad. I know in the beginning I said simplify means take away the brackets. And in essence, it does, because that's what we're going to be doing here. But what we want to do when we get to algebraic fractions is we want to factorize everything. Factorize everything. Everything. Just factorize. Okay. And the reason we want to factorize everything is we want something common at the top divided by something common at the bottom. I know, Nobuhle, but we're going to factorize, and I'm going to explain in just a second. We want something common at the top and something common at the bottom. And once we have two things that look the same at the top and at the bottom, we're going to cancel them out. And then whatever we have left is going to be our answer. Okay, so let's look at number one. I'm going to explain, Nobuhle. If we look at the top, let's look at the top of this one. What do we need to look for, guys? What can we take out at the top, guys? What are we looking at? That's it, Rita. We're looking at an HCF at the top. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to factorize, take out an HCF. So I'm going to have 2. I'm going to take 2 out, and then 2 divided by 2 will leave me with a, plus 10 divided by 2 will leave me with 5. So I'm going to have a plus 5 over 4. Now, I know that 2 and 4 can be simplified as a fraction. Guys, how can I simplify the fraction 2 over 4? How does it simplify? That's it, 1 over 2. And how do we get to that 1 over 2? 2 divided by 2 is going to give us 1. 4 divided by 2 is going to give us 2. So that means on the top, what I actually have left, because the brackets didn't cancel, I've got 1 multiplied by a plus 5 over, and that one's now simplified to 2. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you guys, do I have anything common on the top and on the bottom? Is there anything common? Yes or no? No, there's nothing common. So I cannot simplify anymore. That's as far as it simplifies. Okay. Now I want us to have a look at number 2, guys. Let's look at number 2. Can anybody tell me, what am I going to take out of the top? What can I factorize of the top? I can take out an HCF. That's it in Nsako. I can take out 5. So I'm going to take 5 out on the top. 5 out. 5 divided by 5 will leave me with a, plus 20 divided by 5 will leave me with 4. Yes, Nomaza?
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
So like in class right now, we're currently dealing with fractions. So like I was just wondering if like the cross method thingamabob also works with fractions, the cross method thingy.
Yes, and I'll show you, I'll quickly go forward and I'll show you an example. Do you see over here? Remember, we're factorizing everything, right? We're factorizing.
Yes, ma'am.
You see how over here, this is a trinomial and the coefficient of x squared is not 1. So how am I going to factorize that? What am I going to use?
You're going to use the cross thingy method.
You're going to use the cross method to factorize just that part.
Okay, period. Yes.
Excellent. So we're going to use it. We're going to continue using it. Just you'll be factorizing a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of factorizing.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry. It is what it is. Sorry, Namasa. All right, guys. So I've taken 5 out on the top, and then I'm going to go here at the bottom. There's nothing I can factorize. There's no highest common factor I can take out at the bottom, a plus 4. Now, tell me, guys, what is common on the top and on the bottom? What do we have that's common? That's it, Rita. Excellent. We've got a plus 4. It's on the top and it's on the bottom. It's in both of them. So I can cancel them out. A plus 4 cancels with a plus 4. What do I have left, guys? What do I have left? 5. That's it, Chris. So my answer is 5. That's all my answer is. Okay. So that's how we do it. This is how we use factorization. Yes, Zoe, you're correct. Zoe's like, isn't it 5 over 1? Yes, but 5 divided by 1 is also 5. Okay, if there had been another number over here, like let's say there was a 2 over here, Zoe, then my answer would have been 5 over 2. It doesn't really make a difference because 5 divided by 1 is still 5. Okay, so it's the same answer. You can write 5 over 1. It won't make a difference. Okay, 5 over 1 is still 5. Okay, now I want us to have a look at this one here at the top. Okay, how would we factorize this, guys? And literally, we've got less than a minute left. What kind of factorization would we use over here? Have a look at it. Think of all the types of factorizations we've learned. What would we use? I want to see if everybody agrees with Rita. That's it, dots. So we're going to use dots over here. And what about here at the bottom? What do we need here? What do we need at the bottom? That's it, Keko. Well done, Rita. HCF. So do you see, guys, how I tell you you need to factorize everything? So I want you guys to take a screenshot of this one. This is where we're going to start on Thursday's lesson.